All right. So today I'm going to be going for a achievement called Amish Paradise. As a Yankee nation, pass the industry banned law before 1846 and have at least 20 average standard of living. Um, I've been curious about this ever since they added to the game the industry banned economic system law, um, which is kind of the opposite of what you're typically doing in this game. So I've been very interested in that, seeing how wealthy we can become on just like a agrarian society. And this achievement kind of seems like the way to do that. A lot of people typically do this by releasing New England as a releasable nation, um, or even releasing playing as Mexico and releasing California. Uh, I would rather try to do this as the United States of America, and it should be possible. I was looking at ways of getting industry banned by switching over to laissez-faire, and I guess the uh, rural folk interest group will support basically anything besides laissez-faire if you implement this. Um, we should be able to get it through our industrialists, switch to laissez-faire, and then switch to industry band after that. Um, I think I want to start with trying to reduce the clout of the landowners um, by passing dedicated police force, since this is a pretty good chance to pass. And then we want to go into our population and bolster the intelligentsia and maybe even, oh, we can't suppress them because they're in government. um, but yeah, basically just having more influence on the Whig Party so that way my government can actually be legitimate enough to change legislation while they're in power, is going to be the main challenge. Because once we could even bolster the agrarians to increase our chances of getting industry banned once we have laissez-faire. I typically pick a state to focus on developing. I'm not really sure what the best state for that would be. I was thinking Pennsylvania just because they have a lot of arable land and access to all of your basic building resources. Um, but something like Virginia might be good too because they have access to cotton, which is going to be one of my early game. See, I don't. We're never even going to be able to switch to steel frame buildings if we ban industry. I'm not sure what all that does, but it takes away steel. So we are forever going to need fabric to build buildings. So I might make Virginia kind of my capital state, if you will. Turn on the road maintenance so we can build stuff faster and get more infrastructure there and build a couple of construction sectors here. And then queue up logging camps. All right. As far as research goes, I'm not sure what banning industry is going to prevent usage of. Like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to use condensing engine pump. Um, I know for sure I'm not going to be able to use steel. So I'm not going to really invest in the production tree. Yeah, rifles requires steel. I'm going to start with modern sewage since this will help us get infrastructure without railroads, which are going to be tough to maintain without steel. Hopefully Texas wins their independence war. Oh, never mind. I don't really want to anger the southern flankers. Started a coup. Interesting. Infamy for not helping West Java? That's stupid. Why should I care? Yeah, I wouldn't mind rivaling Spain. Uh, Sent them to the Democratic Party. That's fine. I don't want to hurt the industrialists. Oh, civil war in Liberia? Really? We're not even 1 year into the game yet. Alright. Area wants control of their own market. Why though? Why is your market access 0? Oh, you need to build a port. Just finish your port and you'll have market access. Silly Liberians. We have a new president. Daniel Webster, Republican. Uh, okay. Alright, we're getting good events on our dedicated police force now. I was expecting to have trouble keeping the Whigs in power for laissez-faire. It might be troublesome keeping the Democrats in power for banning industry. We shall see. Could also turn down taxes to help in a pinch, getting more government legitimacy. And where's all our authority going? It's very expensive. Maybe we don't actually need to bolster the industrialists for this to work. How do I turn that off? Here we go. Stop bolstering. Let me friendly with England. That's actually a good idea. Good trade agreement with them. Because we're going to need to probably be importing stuff in this playthrough. Especially stuff like fertilizer. I don't know why the game starts you out with a bunch of random production methods. I'm glad they added this reset production method state action. That is very handy. Oh. Condensing engine. Radicalize them? Yeah, I don't want to radicalize them. Jeez. Well, we might be able to get them to like us again by passing slave trade. Oh, revolution. John Calhoun is disliked. Let's go ahead and arrest him. The Cherokee. I really want the landowners to not start the Civil War yet. They're angry. And even appeasing them here won't get them to quit. Guess the prevented a coup should decay, right? Because that was 8 when it started. Double government. Alright. Man. Not constructing anything and we're barely making money. What the heck? Virginia. Nobody's working here? There's no demand for iron when we're not building anything. Yikes. Ooh, an arms industry. Oh yeah, see, these are very profitable while the construction sectors are buying. Not enough peasants here either. Greener Grass campaign on Virginia. Alright. Let's drop a save scum. And then see what we get on this 67% chance. There's a 10% chance to stall. Okay, and it progressed. Good. These guys still want laissez-faire. 42% chance on laissez-faire. That is not bad. I think we can actually get that pretty easily. It's better than what we started with on dedicated police force. And I apparently need to really make sure I don't stop building stuff, otherwise these buildings will get downsized. I guess government levels can't get downsized, and private investors won't buy these if they're not making money. I could have sworn a bunch of the stuff I built at the very beginning of the game the other day got downsized, and kind of annoyed me because construction is hard to come by at the very beginning, especially as a smaller country. Textile mills here, since we have access to cotton. are starting a revolution again. Angry about now? Radicalism? Timed modifiers. A coup. Alright, Vermont. Well, give you a tax break. What do we even have going on in Vermont? Oh, dedicated police. Doesn't seem to have done anything to the Democrat clout. Alright. Well, I'm going. Oh, laissez-faire is only 12% now. Well, this has to work. So I'm going to drop another save scum. Southern planters don't even want slave trade. Alright, whatever. Alright. And maybe I should also build a furniture manufacturing here. Heck, I'll even build a food industry. Oh, we're out of infrastructure. The other nice thing about Virginia is I can build ports for infrastructure. I normally do like Pennsylvania, but yeah, you can't build ports there. Oh, France wants a trade agreement? Sure. It's trading with me. Oh, I'm importing a lot of furniture from France. Create that. Alright. It's exporting fabric. Oh, that is not enough ports to get the development I need. We're gonna have to build a railway here. Don't know how that works with banning industry. I guess there's just literally no other way to get infrastructure. So for it to even be viable, they have to allow railroads. 'Cause yeah, urban centers can provide infrastructure. Um, through streetlights, but not nearly as much as infrastructure gets used by the factories that generate urban centers. %20 enactment chance. That is good. I forgot to do a save scum save. Scum 2. Oh, I completed the economic objective. We want joint stock companies. And doing quinine and colonizing Africa could be interesting. Oh yeah. And this is when we need to start importing. France is already having a civil war. Adam Pettis. Oh, he's a reformer. Wants to enact property to women. Uh, yeah. Goodbye. Yeah, we don't want to lose political strength on my industrialists right now. Ooh. Iron mines lose so much money when we're not building anything, but my government loses so much money when we are building stuff. How am I already in this predicament? I guess I built too many construction sectors. Could double down on logging camps, since these do actually get demand from the furniture manufacturers. Maybe one more of those. Defensive pact. Yeah, give me a defensive pact. Great Britain. Wow, that's kind of nice. Guess they've forgiven us for the whole rebelling against them thing that happened 100 years ago. I haven't actually decided if I want to try keeping slavery, because I feel like that would benefit an agrarian economy. Um, it's also just never something I've done in this game. Tobacco could be pretty profitable, I think, because if I'm not mistaken, Yankees are obsessed with it. No? Dixies? No? I guess it's just the cheapest intoxicant on the market, so they buy it. 17 for wine, 35 for tobacco. Why do people prefer tobacco? All wealth level intoxicant needs. All wealth level intoxicant needs. And it's cheaper. Why are people not just buying wine? 47. 877. I guess just a lot of people are already addicted to tobacco and not alcohol. I don't know how that works. Because I have noticed that once your population kind of starts using one intoxicant, they don't seem to want to switch. Like I was playing as Russia and got Persia in my market really early on, and like my population just would not stop using opium, even though liquor was ridiculously cheap after I researched patent stills. All right, so we have laissez-faire. Now for the moment of truth, I reform my government, put the rural folk back in. They support industry ban. They do. So the yeoman farmers now support banning industry. I have 6 years to ban it. Um, where? How do I know when my next election is? Because how many radicals is this going to give me? 100,000 radicals? Next election. Oh, here we go. 1836 was the last. December 7, 1836 was the last election. So we should be having another election in a couple of months. Uh, class supports the Wake Party. Is that how this went down? I guess it makes sense. Why do we have a boat company? Shipbuilding company? I don't think I want that. Why did we start with a shipbuilding company? Um, yeah, let's definitely get this. I'm an idiot for not having switched that out at the beginning. And then logging camps and rubber. This could be really nice in the future. Forestry Syndicate of United States. Manufacture furniture and glass. That could be really good. Um, I wish there was one that did iron and wood. Because as it stands, I'm gonna have to either choose between or do this arms industries. I mean, this could be good for now. Oh, it takes 5 years before you can disband them now? Okay. Wow. Well, that second one's gonna get disbanded anyways once we come off laissez-faire. And for now, I will drop a save. And yeah, let's just see what the election has to say about who should be in power. Be interesting if that's the way it worked in real life in the United States. Okay, voting is happening now. Yeah, we want to hurt the Whig Party in this election. Wow, they're losing momentum. I've never actually cared about this election stuff in this game because I never understood how the government stuff worked. It always felt random, which it mostly is random. See, because now we're getting a big momentum for the Whig Party. Uh, why is coal? I guess the mines consume it. Tobacco could be good here. All right. Oh, the Whigs are winning again. 6%. Projected to get 47% of the votes. Give them 4 million political strength. Well, the Whigs are going to have less power than they did before, it looks like. That's probably good that I waited. Explosives shortage. Munitions plants are buying that. Yeah, sure. Let's import it. So much I can do about this once we ban industry. All right. So you can get the Democrats back in power. Their government is more legitimate than the Whig government was. And economic system, industry banned. It's not even going to radicalize the industrialists, probably because they love us so much from having laissez-faire. All right. 209 days for a checkpoint. Yuck. I've got 6 years. So we can get 6 checkpoints on this? Uh, yeah. Why we start out with so much bureaucracy. I guess because they expect your population to rapidly grow from migration, insane migration boosts they gave the United States. Why do the industrialists? Oh, they're angry now. Oh, we appeased their political lobby so much by allying Britain that they're not gonna revolt over banning industry. What's even gonna happen to these guys? Industrialists are gonna be done for. This is gonna hurt our research speed. Give us throughput. Nationalize. It's interesting that banning industry doesn't. Oh, it gives a lot of political strength to the rural folk, but it doesn't give them investment pool contribution like agrarianism does. Kind of surprising. It only gives aristocrats investment pool contribution. Not supported by any interest group. Yes, supported by interest group in government. Alright. Well, we finally have a private construction happening. It's going to be a tooling workshop. They're going to be pretty mad when these steel mills get dismantled that are in Pennsylvania, fighting our entire country's supply of steel. Oh, yeah, it's going to be real sad. We might have to roll back our tool production method to wrought iron. That could actually, this is actually more profitable now because iron's already cheaper. Yeah, let's just go and do this now. I wonder if steel tools is even going to get disabled once I ban industry. Yeah. Rest in peace, steel mills. We don't need you where we're going. Industrialists get political strength. Ooh, farmers get political strength. Yeah, we want that. Anti-country targeting Russia. Alright. Rival Russia. Seems appropriate. Britain will ally me. Yeah, I want that. Taking down our debt a little bit. Government need 10 for another legitimacy boost, so that's okay. These political parties are this two-party system thing. Is there a way to get out of the two-party system? Like what will make my political parties change? Changing my voting laws? Distribution of power? Alright, whatever. I'm assuming that we're really gonna have a one-party system once this is done, where it's gonna be the yeoman farmers and the southern planters and nobody else with any kind of clout, except for maybe the armed forces if I build a big military, which probably isn't gonna happen. I don't really see myself being able to afford that. A native uprising? Pawnee? Okay. Oh, my regular army. This is the scourge of the natives. Alright. Oh, I have an army of Florida? What? Wow. Florida, man. It's too bad I can't get like an alligator flag pattern. That would be kind of nice. Like a dragon's the closest thing. We have observation. Where are these guys based? Uh, oh, you can move the HQ. Dixie HQ. Whatever. These guys are going to be the Texas Rangers. Did we already kill them? They back down? Can they even back down? France wants to trade again. It's because we had a trade agreement from before their civil war. United States gets simplifying living. Activate chance. Yeah, we want that. Intelligentsia can go to hell. We don't need them where we're going. So they can go to hell. It's so hard to decide what I need to build. I'll just keep building textile mills and tobacco farms, I guess. Because these seem to be able to actually keep people employed. And we're taxing tobacco. So making more of it might make the state more money. Oh, get a company again. Oh, I haven't removed laissez-faire yet. A tobacco company would be nice. Yeah, all these agriculture companies are what we're gonna have to switch to. Let's go ahead and get this guy now. Since I'm actively building those, it should help my construction efficiency a lot. Labor movement, nice sports, postal savings, farmers investment contribution. I think we want that. I think we have a lot of farmers in our country. Is there a way to see that? Oh yeah, farmers. Oh, they have the most political strength. Not as many of them. 1 million farmers. Just everybody's peasants. All right. Munitions shortage. Just import the stuff we don't have. Luxury clothes are expensive. I wonder if I'll be able to make luxury clothes because uh silk. Silk in Mexico? You get dyes in Mexico. Doesn't look like you can get silk. Because it doesn't. Oh, show potentials on map. Here we go. Yeah, so China, Persia, the Ottoman Empire, Italy, Spain. Spain might be kind of easy to bully, and I'm probably going to want to take Cuba from them anyways. Okay, so at this point in the video, I stepped away from my desk to talk to my wife for a minute, and out of habit, I muted my microphone and didn't unmute it when I got back. So I recorded a bunch of footage with dead silence, and that was very sad. But I will just basically put some voiceovers on some of the highlights of what happened next. So I did attempt multiple times to save scum legislation, and I'm pretty sure Paradox has done something that makes it more difficult to do that. You probably have to revert your game state to a save before you even attempted passing the legislation. Luckily, I got kind of lucky and did not have to do that, and my legislations got through without the save scum working. It is 1843, and I'm really starting to feel the time crunch of needing to get this industry band legislation passed before 1846. And I remembered that having spare authority in the bank increases your legislation enactment time, or well, decreases it, makes it go faster. So I cancel some stuff like edicts and interest group suppression to give myself a better shot at this legislation getting through within the next 3 years. I sort of got lucky and kept getting this pining for pines legislation that gives plus 20% enactment chance and plus 20% interest group suppression. I got this event multiple times, and it actually gets down to the wire because I keep getting that event, which is nice because it increases enactment success chance, but I really need it to just go through because we're running out of time. Right here, I'm trying to check on my migration to see why I can't hire people in my most developed state. And I switched to the migration map mode. It looks like as America, you just have so few people living out west that it draws migrants that way and away from your states where you've actually developed. It is extremely down to the wire here. I have a 94% chance of passing this legislation, but it is April of 1845, and basically, if it doesn't pass here, then I'm not going to make the 1846 deadline. Luckily, it does pass. That 6% to fail did not screw me over. Um, so I get the legislation and I go and I check the achievements tab to make sure that that is a satisfied condition. So now all I have to do is in the next 90 years get my standard of living up to 20. I'm realizing that probably what I need to do is get subject nations, since I can build industry in subjects and then essentially use those subject nations to get goods that I need, like steel, onto my market. It's at this point that I also start to realize I can't build a fertilizer industry, which is going to make it really tough to successfully run an agrarian society. And this is even more reason why I'm starting to realize that I'm going to need subject nations to furnish me with goods. But I don't have those yet, so in the meantime, I'm just trying to establish as many trade routes importing fertilizer as I can get. I started to take a look at Cuba to see if anybody would join in um, against me if I tried to swipe Cuba off of Spain. And it was saying that the British would help me, but I'm dropping a save here because um, I think it's really nice that you can have some idea of what's going to happen when you launch a diplomatic play, whereas before you pretty much just had to take a massive risk. Um, Now this panel is useful. It did not predict that France would end up helping Spain. Once England supported um, me, France jumped in. I guess because it was a good opportunity for them to fight their enemies in England. Um, so this war pretty much turned into a massive European war. I prepared for this war by beefing up my military a little bit. As you can see, it's still quite small, but I'm basically praying that if I can get a naval invasion to succeed on Cuba, I won't have to do anything but camp there and wait for Spain to capitulate. Meanwhile, Great Britain is having a massive war in Gibraltar. Um, a lot of French, English, and Spaniards died in this war. Not so many Cubans and Americans, because we pretty quickly landed on Cuba, and Spain never even attempted to get Cuba back. They were too busy defending their homelands. I noticed that the French and British Navy were fighting over here, and the French Navy was getting its ass kicked. So I thought I'd come in and help, and it was a huge mistake. Somehow my Navy is getting its ass kicked, uh, even though the French Navy has already taken a lot of damage. So I go ahead and pull my Navy back, and have them just kind of hang out near my homelands while I let England focus on the naval combat. At this point in the war, France has capitulated, probably because they're wondering why hundreds of thousands of Frenchmen are dying over the issue of Cuban rulership. And it's just Jover for the Spanish. The Brits start steamrolling them once they no longer have the support of the French army, and they capitulate within weeks. And I have successfully secured Cuba, my first useful subject. I got really gung ho about wanting to use Cuba to start producing me steel right away, and then I realized the construction efficiency here is terrible, and it's because of the devastation from the war I recently waged on their nation. So I decided to give that devastation some time to tick down before I start investing um, in their infrastructure. I had forgotten that you actually need to go into your journal and click this button for Manifest Destiny to grant you your claims on all of the Mexican, uh, well, the rightful American clay that is currently under the authority of Mexico. So I collected those claims and then pretty much immediately started seeing if England would support me in a diplomatic play against them, which they will, just barely. I realize here that I still have three established companies, even though my company limit is two. So it looks like if you switch off of laissez-faire and your company limit goes down, the game will not automatically disband any of your companies. So I get to have an extra company above my limit up until I unlock another slot from technology or something else. We got a pretty easy capitulation on Mexico in this war, as you might expect. Great Britain didn't send that many men, um, but we didn't really need them. I was also able to use their territory in the south to open up a second front against the Mexicans that they hardly defended, um, and we pretty much steamrolled them in this war. So now I've got almost all of America's rightful clay. Um, the Sioux Nation, for some reason, thinks they can take me in a fight, which is unfortunate for them because they absolutely can't. So yeah, from here we pretty much just need to get like Oregon and Washington back from Canada, and we will have the U.S. borders that were always meant to be. So spoiler alert, I do end up getting the achievement. From here it gets really interesting managing a Vicky 3 economy without direct access to industry, but it would be tough to fail at this point since technological progress makes steadily increasing your standard of living a breeze. If you'd like to see how the rest of the campaign went, watch the rest of this playlist, and don't forget to subscribe so we can boost map game content in the algorithm. Thanks for watching and take care.